Hey everyone, it's Zinnia here, and today I wanted to show you how to make a top-down RPG on the phone. So yeah, by the end of this video, you'll be able to make your own game like this one, with a character that walks around, NPCs, and more. So yeah, let's get started. So in OctoStudio, I'll create a new project, and here for your RPG, you can choose whatever you want the main character to be. I'm gonna upload this pixel art character. And then you can add a top-down backdrop for your game. This one from the sprite library works pretty well. I've also got this image that I'm gonna upload. Okay, so we've got our character and backdrop. Now for step one, let's make this character be able to walk around the world. So if we drag out this move block and tap it, that makes the character move. And how about we make it so that when the player taps on arrow key buttons, the character moves around. And the way I'll do that is I'll tap the add a sprite button, and I will add an arrow key sprite. There they are. Make it a bit smaller. It's currently bigger than the character. And we want to make it so that when we click this button, the character moves. And we can do that by dragging out this block when I tap the arrow key button. And you may have already seen messages in OctoStudio, but if you haven't, what we'll do is I'm going to send out a message and call it move right. And then I'll go to the main character sprite and I will say, when I receive the message, move right, then have it move. So that way we make the character do something when they get that message. So I will try it out. And there we go. I can tap the right arrow key and it moves to the right. Maybe I'll make it move by a bit less. 50 is kind of a lot. Okay, yeah, I like that. And right now it can only go in one direction. So let's make it so the player can move to the left. I think to do this, we are going to need a left arrow key sprite. So back to the sprite library we go. I will get the left arrow. There it is. Oh, and I want all of these arrows to be the same size as each other. I'm going to use the set size block and set them to the same size. So I'll give this arrow pretty much the same code as the right arrow, and I'll have the player move in this direction. So let's just try that out. Okay, I can move that way and that way. Perfect. Now the character does look like they're moving backwards, so I will add a set direction block before each of these and set the character in the direction we want them to go. And we can do something just like this for the up and down arrow keys. Okay, so we've got our character moving around. Now for step two, let's add another character to the world that the player can interact with. So I'll tap add a sprite again, and I'm gonna add this artwork that I have. You can also make this character smaller. So how about we make this character say something when the player clicks on them? So to do that, I can drag out a when I tap block, and then in the words and sounds category, I can just drag out a say block, and in your game you can have whatever you want this character to say. So maybe I'll say, hi there. Let's just try that out. So I can walk around with this character, but then I can click on this character, and they will say what I wrote. You can also add more dialogue depending on what you want, and I think I'll also add a sound effect. Okay, so we have a character in our world that we can talk to, but right now our world only has one location, pretty much this same map. So for step three, let's add more backgrounds to our game. So you can decide what you want for a couple more backdrop images. I'm gonna use these two. And when the player gets to this edge of the screen, we want the backdrop to switch to the next backdrop. So to do that, I can go to the when to start category and I can drag out this when touching the edge block. And I will say, when touching the right edge of the screen, I will switch the backdrop to the next backdrop. So let's just try that out. So I go to this edge of the screen and I go to the next backdrop. And I can hold down on this code and duplicate it and then say, when the character is touching just the left edge of the screen, I will switch the backdrop to the previous one. So let's try that. And there we go. So we can walk through multiple backdrops. Now for step four, you might notice that currently our side character is in every location in our world. And you might want to make it so that they're only in one location. So let me show you how to do that. So I'll go to the NPC sprite and I'll drag out this block when backdrop switches, and I'll drag out a show block. And you can pick which backdrop you want the NPC to show at. Basically, which backdrop you want them to be at. So I think I'll have my NPC show when it switches to this backdrop. And then I just have to drag out two more when backdrop switches blocks. And when it switches to these other backgrounds, I will make this character hide. Oh, and you know what? You can also choose where you want the game to start. I think I want the player to start at this backdrop, so I will have the game start there. And the side character is now hiding because we're not at their background. But then when we go here, the character appears. And if I go to this, whoops, walked over their head. And if I go to this other backdrop, then the NPC hides again. So we've got it so that our side character just appears at certain places in the world. Now for step 5, let me show you how to fix an issue you might run into. So this might happen in your game. I'm walking up to the edge of the screen, but then the background changes before my character has actually crossed over to the other side. So why is this happening? It's happening because in OctoStudio, when touching the edge block just detects if literally any piece of the character touched the edge of the screen. So basically, my character's hair is hitting the edge before the entire character crosses over. So how can we fix this? Well, how about we make it so that as soon as my character hits the edge of the screen, we can use a go-to block to just make the character move so that the background changes and the move happens at the same time. So we could say, if I hit the right edge of the screen, maybe go to this position over here. So let's just try that out. Okay, so that pops us back here, and we can do the same thing for the left side of the screen. And if you want to, when this go-to block happens, you can set the character's Y position to be whatever their Y position was before so that they stay at the same height when they cross between backdrops. So that's how you could fix that issue. So there you go. That's how you can make a top-down RPG in OctoStudio. I hope you have fun making your RPGs, whatever they may be, and I'll see you in the next video.